On Seth Talk today, I discuss an issue that I wish I had been clearer about in a previous episode, so let me tell you all the story. A few days back, I got a comment that said I shouldn't use the term poor in my Olympic challenge video. And usually I don't address these things because it can be risky, but I thought about it and I was like, well, they do have a point, and I'm not offended by this, so I wanted to just clear up a few things. And the first thing I want to say is, no, I am not poor in the sense that I am starving or homeless. And I should have clarified, I apologize for that, but I also have some things to say in my defense. And the first thing is that I've already said all of this. I have mentioned in a previous episode that I am not poor in the starving sense. I just mean that I don't have a lot of money to spend on this show, and I'm not doing well, but yeah, this has already been discussed. It's a lot of videos you have to go through to find it, but it is there. The second thing is, it's always been a running gag on our show to exaggerate how poor we are. I think one of the first episodes I was like, yeah, we have a budget for this channel. It's a piggy bank under the bed with a nickel and dime in it. And that's it. Sometimes Noah would come out and be like, oh, please, give us money. We're so poor, and I need to buy new legs. And then he'd throw down his crutches and be like, nah, I'm not actually poor. So, are these jokes funny? No. And also, I have to say this, I have never profited off this show. I do not get paid at all. I wish that I did, but I don't. So, you don't have to worry about that. But it's a running gag. It's not a funny one, maybe, but it is a running gag. The third thing I want to say is, vernacularly, I'm not sure what I said was wrong. It depends on your definition of poor. If you go by the strict sense, I guess it is wrong. But I didn't even know that the strict sense was that it just means you don't have, enough money to buy food and clothing. A lot of people use it a different way. You'll see shows, The Simpsons, they'll call themselves poor, and it's clear that they can buy clothes and food for themselves. And I've seen teachers say, oh, I'm so poor. Obviously they're not. It's like when you say OCD, you don't mean you actually have obsessive-compulsive disorder. You just mean you're a little picky. And that's what it was for me. It was an exaggeration. And I will also confess, I wasn't doing really that well. I mean, I don't want to say, of course not poor in the starving sense, but I was worried because we'd just gone through COVID, and I was afraid that I was going to have to start paying bills on my house, which I owned even back then. This is a very complicated issue. So I do own my own house. I don't just live with my parents. But I don't like to do videos there. I like to work where I have Wi-Fi, and I can edit and see if I did anything wrong. So that's why I'm always down here at my parents' house. And I do live here sometimes. I own my own house, though. It is in shambles. It's having a lot of work done on it. And if you see the state it's in, you'd be like, oh, wow, this place is a mess. And, yeah, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to just live. I was afraid that I was going to be actual poor. Now, should I have been worried about that? No. One, I had some money saved up. I was only going to use that for an absolute emergency, but it is true, I had just a little bit saved up, and I always had my parents and sisters, but I just worry. I'm just a worried guy. I stress out about things, and yeah, this was just a way for me to relieve stress. And again, I'm not making a lot of money. I'm not financially great. I work as a substitute teacher a lot. I do a few other jobs, but mostly it's just substitute teaching, so I'm not really comfortable. But the fourth thing I want to say is I have made 794 videos. In that time, we're going to say stuff we're going to regret. Even the Sesame Street, which has had 4,000 videos, they've said things which they've had to apologize for. And if Sesame Street's going to do it, we're probably going to do it. I'd like to pretend that I'm perfect, but I'm not. I try to be, And I try to be for a good reason because I think it is good to try to better yourself. But at the end of the day, I make mistakes. I'm a flawed human being. And that's just living. That's just living. You're not going to be perfect. So, yeah. It's like with an essay, you look through it, you find a whole bunch of terms that are wrong, sentences you wish you hadn't said. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, just being like, proofread that. The fifth thing I want to say is, obviously, I'm not poor. Like, clothes, if I wanted to lie to you all and, make you pity me, I would have put on, tattered clothes and ruffled up my hair and put dirt on my face and been like, we are so poor on this channel. And, I don't know, I just meant in the sense, really, that it was just we didn't have a lot of money to spend on the show. I can't, get a bobsled or a volleyball. I can't do that kind of thing. And I'm not really that comfortable in how much I'm making. So, that's what I have to say in my defense. And I understand if you all want to hate me. I hope you don't. I hope you can see my perspective. And I do admit that it's easy when you're glancing at a person's life to make assumptions and think that you know what's going on, but it's very complicated for me. There is a lot going on. And I hope you all can just look at my life and just try to be fair. That's all I'm asking for, just fairness. So, there's me defending myself. And the question of the day is, if you could be with a romantic partner that was unconventional, completely unconventional, from history or fiction, be it Ben Franklin, Scooby-Doo, Big Bird, I don't know, who would it be? My choice is the green M&M lady. Leave your answers in the comments.